Hey beer tubers, it's Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. In the backyard outside, I want to do another refreshing beer, so I'm going to take a look at a beer that I believe I have had on draft a while back, but I'm not entirely sure. But this is a beer from Coronado Brewing Company, and this is their Hoppy Daze. This is a Belgian IPA that they brew up. Now, I don't know if this is them taking their idiot IPA, which I have reviewed. It's an excellent IPA and just adding Belgian yeast or not. But they do say on the side of the bottle that it's they use European grains and a variety of hops and Belgian yeast. So that's about it that I have to go on for this one. So let's get this thing cracked open. It's a 9% IPA, so it's actually, you know, an imperial IPA to be exact, at 9%. And I think I did have this on draft one time, but that was mixed in with a bunch of other beers, so I'm definitely hazy on my recollection of this beer. If it's more IPA-like, more Belgian-y, I don't know, but we're going to find out here. Appearance-wise, nice bright white head, a little under a finger. Not a clear beer. There's some particles in there, probably got some yeast in there. Just a nice kind of orange, kind of a burnt orange kind of color to it. Good looking beer. A little bit of carbonation coming up from the bottom of the glass. This is definitely an unfiltered beer too, which is kind of way that what you should have your Belgian IPAs. So let's get the nose on it. Ooh, that's really nice. It smells like fresh hops, actually. Like if you took some hop pellets, put them in your hand and smelled them, that's like what you're getting in this. That's the first thing I noticed, though. It's like fresh hop pellets, kind of, or even flowers, no matter. But usually a hop pellet's just more concentrated, pungent aroma. It kind of has that. It goes between being citrusy, floral, and earthy, kind of all at the same time. It's really nice. And then behind that is that Belgian yeast character. It's kind of down below. Maybe that's providing some of the spice notes. There's some malt sweetness on there. But if you brewed up a batch of beer and you smelled your hop pellets before you throw them in the boil, that's like predominantly what I'm getting from this beer, which is pretty awesome. I haven't entirely experienced that on a beer. So I'm ready to dig into Hoppy Daze from Coronado. Cheers. That's nice. My first impression is it's slightly more IPA than sort of like Belgian strong ale, because there's a good amount of hop character. There's some bitterness, but a lot of hop flavor. That was my initial taste. And then the back end is kind of where you get more of the Belgian character on it. Yeah, up front you get this slightly citrusy, kind of piney, earthy, resiny character. So I don't know if they're using Chinook. Maybe Chinook's the hop variety, or Columbus might be in there. I don't know. I'm guessing it's American hops, because they do have that kind of pungent bitterness. It's not too bitter though up front, and sometimes those really high alpha acid hops can cover up some of the Belgian character, especially if you're using Belgian yeast strain. But the malt backbone, you get some caramel notes, get some biscuity notes. From the color wise, they're probably using some crystal, and they get a nice bit of like a, it's not too peppery, it's more a mellower spice, kind of earthiness in there from the Belgian yeast strain. Yeah, I get some of that bitter grapefruit peel. Yeah, this is unfiltered, so it's like, it's almost like there's like bits of like hop particles in this beer. And what is nice about these beers is even if you don't get the freshest bottle of it, you know, there's enough flavor even with some of the hop bitterness, even if it fades, you know, that the yeast will kind of pick up the slack of the faded hop notes and still give a nice tasty beer. So I don't know how old this bottle is, but it's probably has a little bit of age on it, but it's a good amount of hop character still present in the beer. And yeah, it's another good beer from Coronado Brewing Company. They kind of fly under the radar here in San Diego. I mentioned that in my previous reviews, but they brew some really good beers. I still got to get down to the brew pub on the island and check it out because they do some really nice draft only stuff. In fact, at the Stone Equinox, I had their bourbon barrel imperial stout. That imperial stout was as good as about any imperial stout I had that day, and I had some fabulous imperial stouts. So I mean, they can brew some great beers down there. As far as this one goes, it doesn't quite wow me like an A beer would, so I'm gonna go B+ on it. It's definitely above average, right on the cusp of being like really good. If I can get this probably like ultra fresh on draft, probably would push that up to about an A-. But this bottle, I'm gonna go B+. If you're a hophead, you're gonna like this because there is more. It's more hop forward than it is on the Belgian character. So if you're not a big fan of the Belgian yeast strains, you might like this probably a little more. Those that like both styles should really enjoy this. If you like, you know, it's not quite like a triple, but it's kind of getting into alcohol-wise like a triple would. And it's got some nice malt character kind of backing up that really kind of pungent, earthy, slightly grapefruity hop character that's going on with this one. So B+ for Hoppy Daze from Coronado Brewing Company. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.